Welcome to the France 24 Observers. This show is based on our network of observers, ordinary people who tell us what's going on where they are and send in photos and videos to document it. We verify it all here in Paris and bring the best to you. Our first observer is going to tell us about a conflict taking place far out of the sight of any television crews. He's in South Kordofan, a region of Sudan where fighting is taking place between the Sudanese army and a rebel group called the SPLM-N. Seeing that few people were paying attention to the horrible violence taking place in this region, Ryan Boyette decided to set up a network of citizen journalists. And these citizen journalists have managed to get their hands on a video that appears to show the army burning a village to the ground. Despite the risks, they traveled there to verify the story.
The video is showing the burning and destruction of the village. The soldiers are shooting their guns in the air and celebrating the destruction of the village. Finally, the village shows the abduction of a boy named Naim, and he is being put in the back of their vehicles. He's being tied up. He's being questioned. He's being slapped around inside the back of the truck. To me, this is a way of using fear as a tactic to scare people from supporting or harboring the Sudan People's Liberation Movement North. The region where the burning of this village took place is in a county called Abbassia. So that area is very close to the front lines. There's no road going there by vehicle. So our reporters had to walk 4 days to the region using back roads, using a guide to get to the area. It's very difficult for them to get to the region, but when they did, they were able to get the information very clearly about what happened. Also, it should be mentioned that on the way when they were going to the village, when they were walking, they came across more than 8 villages that were completely destroyed, just like Gardoud al-Badri. I've lived in this region now for 10 years, and when the war started, I saw a gap. I realized that no reporters were going to be able to get into the region, and so the only people who could report the voice of the Nuba people are the people of Nuba.
Next stop, another country where it's difficult for journalists to work, Zimbabwe. Politics deeply divide the population there, and even children aren't spared. As you'll see, some of them are even asked to sing the praises of President Robert Mugabe in school. An observer who goes by the name Peter tells us more.
The first clip on this video is about school children or people who are attending school in an overcrowded facility, which cannot carry the capacity of those school children. And this scenario is quite now familiar in Zimbabwe, particularly in the former farming areas. Now, schools are no longer being built, but the populations are increasing, and the schools can no longer cope up with the number of students which are required to attend those schools. And the second clip now, which is about school children performing in a drama and in which they are reciting political statements like "forward with so and so," which is a common slogan for a political party in Zimbabwe. This is traditional or cultural practice to just help inculcate the children with the sense of nationalism and patriotism, which in the strict sense is not wrong. But when you do it now selectively to propel the agenda of one political party, then there is a problem. You will never see such a drama in which school children are being asked to talk about human rights, democracy, good governance, rule of law, constitutionalism, whatever.
And now, a selection of the best images sent in from around the world this week by our observers. We begin in Cameroon with Georgette Array Taku, who told us about an agonizing tradition that still exists in her country today. It's called breast ironing. When girls start going through puberty early, at 9 or 10 years old, some mothers become very worried that they'll attract boys and become pregnant too young. To try to stop this, they crush the girls' breasts, usually using a pestle or a hot stone. Our observer thinks this is cruel and that in any case it doesn't work. She says that flattening girls' breasts isn't going to stop boys from being attracted to them and that what they really need is sexual education. Next, we head to the Republic of Tatarstan in central Russia with Igor Sholokov. He brought this video to our attention. This footage was taken from a video surveillance camera in a police jail cell. The man we see here has his hands attached to his feet. The police did this to punish him after he got into a drunken bar brawl. The man died in custody that night. The police say he suffered from acute pancreatitis But our observer believes the way the police treated him is what really killed him. Despite this video, for now, the police hasn't deemed it necessary to launch a criminal investigation. Last stop, China, with some photographs that have enraged Chinese internet users. A schoolteacher thought it would be a good idea to put photos of herself torturing her students on the internet. Thankfully, the police quickly identified her and arrested her. That's it for this week, but as always, you can find more reports from our observers online, and don't forget that you too can sign up to become an observer on our website. See you next time.